Hello and welcome to There I Said It. I am georgiaalfredas.
I'm vicjagger.
And I'm Gary with the T.
Y'all, I am so excited about today because I have been waiting for today's guest. Oh my gosh, yes. Dr. Nicholas Jones. He is a plastic surgeon, to the stars. And of course, he's one of Gary's friends because y'all already know. Gary, have you had some work done? Don't make us get the good doctor on and ask.
No, everything is confidential, bitch. So he would not say that. But no, I haven't had anything done. But I may have something done after today with y'all.
Okay, so we need to bring Dr. Nicholas Jones, also known as Dr. Nip and Tuck. You are, of course, in the Atlanta area. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I love that sweatshirt. Black doctors are dope.
I got this from one of my doctor colleagues. He has a website called Riso Doctor. I think he's Haitian, but he gave me his shirt. It's sexy. I like it. Yeah.
I love it. It's hot.
It's cold in my office, keeps me warm.
Okay. All right. So I just want to ask you, so we have so many questions, but what made you decide to want to be a doctor? As a little kid?
That's a great question. So I get asked that a lot. And so basically, what happened, when you're growing up, people always ask you what you want to do, right? So on my ride to school, sitting in the back of the Cadillac, my mom had a Fleetwood Broham.
Oh, yeah, I was fancy.
Yeah, my dad worked really hard, but we weren't rich. Anyway, she would bring me to school and she would always tell me I was going to be a doctor. So she told me I was going to be a doctor. And my pediatrician, Dr. Remedius, used to always tell me I was going to be a doctor. So you know what happens? People ask me what I want to do. Of course, I said, I'm going to be a doctor. And then so she kind of spoke it into an existence. And then that's what I ended up pursuing. Medicine.
Oh my gosh, where's my 7-year-old baby? You're going to be a doctor?
Yes.
I'm going to start telling him right now. Oh my gosh.
That's what you have to do.
Yes.
I tried that with my son. He was like, nah, I got to be in school too long. I'm like.
Yeah, it's a long journey. Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
So for undergrad, I went to Xavier University of Louisiana. So we are the only Catholic HBCU, and we probably hold the stake for putting African Americans into medical school. So I went there for undergrad, LSU for medical school, did my general surgery training at Albert Einstein, did my plastic surgery fellowship at Medical College of Georgia. I did a microsurgery fellowship at University of Mississippi, and then I went into practice.
But why plastic surgery?
Why not? It's the best field in medicine. Plastic surgery for me, at first, it was kind of like cliche-ish. Like I thought it was cool, but I didn't really know anything about it. But once I got into it, it was actually breast reconstruction, like taking care of patients who had breast cancer. And I think as a physician, I've always had a desire to kind of have my own business, be an entrepreneur. And with plastic surgery, it gives you the most kind of flexibility. Like you can kind of set up a practice the way you want, do a certain type of operations you want, and you can be an entrepreneur. Like you can practice completely outside of the walls of the hospital if you chose to. And in addition to that, the one thing I really like about plastic surgery is most times your patients are healthy and you can see immediate results of your efforts. Like Gary, for example, like when I suction all that fat out of his chest, like wow. I could see, like, I was like, damn, Gary looks,
we saw his beach pictures.
Is that why he was in here showing it off?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, I want to know this. Okay, so when I was coming up, I always felt like it was, and I'm not trying to make it a race thing, but I always felt like we as Black people did not get plastic surgery like that. I just really didn't, because you didn't see it. But when other celebrities or people in Hollywood, you could see the transformations because it was like visible, like people were turning into cats. Okay. I'm going to just say that. Okay. Now, when it comes to us as Black women getting plastic surgery, do you see a lot of women who are, or what do you see most now with us? Because they always say, well, Black don't crack. And I'm always like, if you got the money and you want to do it, then get it done. And so I love that people are now yelling it from the rooftops like, yes, I got work done. So what are we getting the most of now?
So you're right. You're right. For the most part, Black does not crack. And so Black women, Black men, usually their facial features kind of are long lasting, like yourself, for example. Like you're going to age well because you have great cheekbones. So your cheekbones is going to suspend that
Oh,
skin.
you're talking to her. I'm sorry.
It's going to suspend that skin up, that face up. So more than likely.
That's contouring, doctor. That's her makeup.
Actually, it's not. No, it's not. Actually,
so I just
these
wanted
are my cheekbones.
I just wanted to go. Anyway, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir.
You highlight your cheekbones.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for the interruption.
Thank you.
I mean, you have nice cheekbones too. So both of you will be young for a long time.
She wanted you to compliment her.
Yes.
But you know what? I think I think people go to different doctors for different reasons. Like I think most of the patients that come and see me, Black women are getting a lot of liposuction, like body contouring. Breast augmentation has always been very popular, especially now, postpartum, after you finish having your kids and you want that body back from college. So some sort of mommy makeover body sort of work. But interestingly enough is like, I was actually having a conversation with my staff earlier this week. Like Black women are now starting to get fillers and Botox and things of that nature when, in the past, it was kind of like, oh, like we don't really need that. But you actually, I think the neurotoxins help prevent your body from aging. It's like an anti-aging sort of treatment. Like before you develop the wrinkles, you can go ahead and get it treated. And another interesting thing is the younger women is lip fillers. Like Black African Americans already have like voluptuous full lips. But now people want the duck lips. They want.
So what is that about? Like because I love a good pout. And I've always felt like if I did get something done, because I don't have a fully defined, like I really have to define my top
You got
lip.
that Caucasian upper lip.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
But they are full. It's just that line. So I don't even know if it's the doctor or if that's just how it's done, but why are you pouting like that, Fredas? I'm sorry.
Because I'm trying to give my duck. Because he said you had the Caucasian lips, and I didn't want it to come over to me. So
no, Frida, you definitely got it. Yeah, you got
the Caucasian lips.
Yeah. Gary, you got it too. Gary, I think Gary's great grandfather was a slave owner.
Probably all of us, right?
Nah.
Really, basically all of us.
Not me. My people come straight from Africa.
Right.
Is that true?
Yeah.
And they just dilute it down the line.
Ancestry.com. I'm real Black.
Okay.
So, Dr. Jones, this is the question now. It's funny how Freda's now. Look at Vic today. She all covered damn up. The other day, her titties would be out. I want to know, can you tell if a woman had breast augmentation or anything like that?
You know what? Sometimes I can. Sometimes I can't. If you ask me about Vic, well, she's behind that microphone, so I can't get a real good look. But just based off, I'm gonna say that's an implant. I'm gonna say that's made in the lab.
See.
Oh,
yeah. I think it's made in the lab too. We asked her, she said it was. We know it's made in the lab. She tried not to hide them today.
They sitting up and they
Thank
full.
you, doctor. That's a good doctor.
Yes, it's called weight gain. Do you want to see the belly that is with it?
Oh, he can fix that.
Okay. Now, if I get this sucked out, then yes, it probably would look like I got it.
They sitting up. They sitting up.
Because I ain't never seen you like that.
I have never in my life gone under the knife for boobs ever in my life. Ever.
So, but let me ask you something, doctor. If you wanted to, if you wanted to make I wonder some of these celebrities, like I look at like a Halle Berry or a Jennifer Lopez, and they don't look like they've had an actual boob job, but their boobs are plump. And I'm like, you didn't have twins. Like, they're not like double D's, or I'm like, there's no way J-Lo had twins and she's got perfect.
Right. She got to have
boobs.
a little hang time. She got to have a little hang time.
So what did she do? Is there fat? Did she insert fat? Like, what is there? Is that like some kind of filler in her boob? What did they do? I want the procedure. Yes.
So there are options. So let's say you want to have your breast rejuvenated, you have several options. So you can get implants, you can get saline or silicone implants. Let's say you don't want the implants, you can get fat transferred to your breast.
Here, let me fill out this information on Dr.
And the other thing that you can do, some women need a breast lift. Like if you had those babies, you don't have 3 or 4 babies, like some of Gary baby mamas, like, you put all them kids in them and now they breasts hanging down here. An implant is no implant large enough that's going to get those breasts lifted up. So sometimes they have to have a lift. And a lot of women, they don't like the lift because it leaves a scar.
Oh, really?
A visible scar.
In the front, right?
The little lollipop scar. Yeah, the anchor incision. Yeah.
I know you know, Vic.
No,
Vic got a nice background. She got the coldest background.
I don't know if you know this, but Victoria, by the way, is single. I think you might be single. Gosh. I don't know, but that's none of my business, but just to let you know,
this is what I want to know about lipo. Now, I've heard, because I've been thinking about it. Like, I really have been thinking about getting maybe like a mini tummy tuck with a little bit of lipo. But
what's that? Well, I need you to even explain. I thought, what's a mini?
You know what, Frida? Let's talk about that. You know what?
The mini?
People always just throw that term out there. Like, I want some lipo and a little mini tummy tuck. What's a mini tummy tuck, Vic?
Thank you,
doctor.
Okay,
so from what I've seen, it's not the full tummy tuck. It's like a procedure that isn't as invasive, I guess. Right. I've always heard of like a mini, like you don't have to get like a full thing. Now with me, like I don't want a full, like I just don't want loose skin. Let's say that.
Right.
So in order to not have, you can get lipo all you want, but what you gonna do about that skin?
Right. Maybe you should come in our office and be one of, you could like be the lead consultant with that type of information.
I think she should come to your office.
So Frida, this is what. So I think mini tummy tuck is a misnomer. Like people think, they say mini tummy tuck because they think their recovery is going to be faster, but everybody's not a candidate for a mini tummy tuck. If you have loose skin and the loose skin is above your belly button, or if you have skin overhanging your belly button, you're not a real candidate for a mini tummy tuck. Okay. Mini tummy tuck is reserved for patients who just have a little bit of loose skin below the belly button.
So let me tell you something. I have a 7-year-old and an old lady. So he's my 3rd kid. So when I moved back home, I was like, I gained like 20 pounds. I went to see a plastic surgeon. I was like, listen, get rid of this belly. I just want you. And he was like, is there anything I can do besides, because once he explained it to me, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And I was like, is there anything else I can do? And he goes, if there was, you would have done it. I was like, oh. So guess what I did? I went and lost weight. And I lost the 20 pounds and didn't have any loose skin or anything like that. But I wonder if there is. I was so like, I'll show you. I don't know who you think you're talking to. I will lose this weight. I wanted to go back in there and say, lay it less. What do you think now? But what if you don't want a tummy tuck? Is there anything else you can do? Because those were literally his words to me. Like, if you could, you would.
So after you've had kids, just with aging, and then especially in women, like you have kids, the child stretches everything out. And so they stretch the skin out, the muscles, like your rectus abdominis muscles, your ab muscles, they can get stretched apart. And you can develop this thing called a rectus diastasis, where the muscle isn't lined up centrally in the midline. And so once that happens, for the most part, your body can't naturally fix that. But if you strengthen your abdominal wall muscles, they can come back in somewhat. But ultimately, if you develop a diastasis, the only way to correct it is surgically.
But what about the freeze thing? Where people go and they get the freeze. Everybody says it doesn't work, but I see the commercials.
You're talking about
cool sculpting.
Cool sculpting.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're going to get cool sculpting, you might as well just go ahead and get regular lipo, because with the cool sculpting, you're going to need, most people need more than one session. So you go and you pay $12,000 for 3 sessions and you still haven't got the result that you wanted. And I don't think there is anything that is equivalent to surgery, like liposuction. Like, I think it can make things better, but ultimately, if you want the best results, I think surgery is probably the best thing for you.
Okay.
I think a lot of women kind of, especially now, not that they're glorifying having these procedures done, but it's almost like they are, what's the word? They're making it seem like it's just this magical procedure. You can just go down, you can get it. And then after that, you just got to wear your, what is it? A faja, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
And then you'll be good.
She knows so much.
But well, I have looked into the lipo because I was thinking about getting my back done. So my cousin, she just got a procedure done. And she was telling me, like, okay, well, if you get this done, like your love handles and these rolls, you need to get the upper back done as well, or you're going to look like a wrestler. Now, is that true? Do you have to should you get both done? Because I'm trying to help the ladies that think that they just going to get this part done and maybe something going on up here.
Right. Well, Gary, are you wearing your faja today?
No, I don't have it on now.
What is a faja? Please
It's
describe.
like a girdle. I call it a girdle.
It's a garment. It's a post-operative garment. Mm-hmm. It's like post-op Spanx. It's to kind of keep things compressed so that your body heals faster. Because after you have liposuction, you have a period of swelling and bruising. And the faja kind of helps mold the shape and you have a better outcome. But to answer your question, I have patients or potential patients who come in all the time and they say, I just want my lower abdomen. I just want lipo to my lower abdomen. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, if you just get lipo to your lower abdomen, you're going to look crazy. Because you're going to have this big buffalo hump up top. And then it's going to be flat at the bottom. So I oftentimes, I try to convince people or patients to get a more definitive treatment. Like if I feel like you need your entire trunk liposuction, like 360, then that's what I think you should go for because it's going to give you the best possible result. Like if you want your flanks to be taken in, we can't just liposuction your flanks from the front. Like all of it is 3-dimensional. So we have to address all areas to get you the best result.
Okay, so speaking of Vic, I see here that you do gynecomastia surgery. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, look at you. Yeah,
what exactly does that entail?
So gynecomastia is male boobs. So men.
I was wrong.
That's
so
how hood I am. I was like,
with gyno that got me. So
that's how dumb I am.
So men can develop breasts. A lot of time, most of the time it's idiopathic, meaning it just randomly occurs. But in some patients, it's because of underlying medical problems, like they could have a testicular cancer. It could be from smoking too much weed. It could be from different medications.
That's not true.
Maybe that's why my boobs.
My gosh, people say. I thought there was. Are you messing with us, doctor? Are you playing with us? Is that really true?
I would not play with you.
I thought there was a rumor. I thought there was an old wives' tale.
No,
I never
heard that.
And that's why I told Gary he had to stop. The boy was in a C cup, had a Victoria's Secret bra.
But he liked that. He liked that.
Yeah.
So.
He liked that.
We need to do a velvet. But listen, so Dr. Jones, is there anything as you could do vaginal plasty?
Vaginoplasty?
Called? Really?
Yeah. So well, just before I answer that. So the gynecomastia, usually it can be treated with liposuction, but sometimes you have to make a little scar under the nipple and actually go in and cut the breast tissue out. Yeah.
So you said with women, there's really nothing you can do. Can't guys just go to the gym and just really get it in?
Not if they have boobs. If they have man boobs, that's just
I know
breast
some women
tissue.
that like that.
You can't get rid of that.
They like that with
You know what? I want to say something. And I know, sometimes we get our bodies together because we want to look better in the bedroom, and we want, to have a better experience in the bedroom. But you don't really have to do that. You can actually just go to the Velvet Box.
Yeah.
Okay? Let me tell you, Dr. Nicholas, I know you don't know
Velvet Box?
I'm about to tell you right now. Okay. I'm about to tell you it's an adult retail store. And we know that it can be intimidating and overwhelming. And so the people at the Velvet Box make it easier. It's a warm environment. It's safe. You can get the excitement and connection you deserve. So yes, you want your body looking good, but you also need to be secure in the bedroom because you want enjoyment and excitement out of life. And the Velvet Box is like the perfect place. Yes.
Yeah. And
you shop at the Velvet Box
all day.
Yes.
All day.
Georgia, did you send me my Velvet Box, my little things?
I will.
Anxiety. Yes. Some people who don't want to talk about sex or may feel like, this is something that, oh gosh, I can't say that. The Velvet Box has sexperts. I like to call them sexperts because they know everything you want to know about sex, about the toys, things you can experiment with, things you may not even know about that you might want to try in the bedroom. Damn. So yes, just go to the Velvet Box.
So they have sexperts.
They're actually called sexperts.
But you know what? But Dr. Jones, I want you to experience one of our beautiful stores today. Dr. Jones, you could go to, or you could check us out online at thevelvetbox.com. And guess what? You'll get 10% off of your first purchase. Yes, 10% off with the purchase. And the code you must use is Dare I Said It. And in the meantime, Dr. Jones, sign up for one of our online lecture style sex education classes. Because with you being a doctor, I'm sure you're going to need all that because I've seen all those titties all day. You need to learn about the class and all that stuff so you can stop feeling frustrated and disconnected and instead get excited, Dr. Jones, about the possibilities. So how many locations do we have, y'all?
5. There are 5. And what's really cool is the stores are...
It's in Atlanta?
They have them in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but they have it also online. You can go online. But I love the stores because they're staffed by a team of professionals that are trained. They're licensed sex educators. So, if you're not going there just talking to Leroy about, hey, so how do we do this? Like these guys know what they're talking about. And it's actually run by women. So we love it. We love it.
I have a question about the Velvet Box.
Okay, ask her.
Are they looking for any ambassadors? Like male ambassadors or anything? Because I am a sexpert.
Okay, I gotta ask you something, doctor, because I have to go ahead and ask you. You're a single guy. These women.
I'm not single.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
He's not single.
I'm still gonna ask. I'm still gonna ask. Women, I did assume it. But women come into your office all the time, right? Probably mostly women, I'm assuming. And they come in and you fix their body. I'm not going to fix them because nothing's wrong with their bodies, but you give them these beautiful bodies and you see the finished product, and you see these beautiful bodies all day. The woman in your life, does she have, do you see her like when she had babies? I don't even know how to ask this because I don't want to be asking about your personal life.
No, how does your wife feel when you look at all these damn vaginas and asses all day and breasts? Does she feel a certain kind of way? Because I'm sure you go home at night with one particular one in your mind. Say, if Vic and Alfredas came to get theirs done, you would go home thinking about it. So how does your wife feel about that?
So I don't go home thinking about it, but sometimes, I've come across some very attractive women and, I see their bodies, I see them nude, and I'm just like, oh, wow, like, she got a great, shit. I'm like, damn, that's like, your body is the...
He's a man.
Can I curse on? I can curse on
Yes, of course.
Yes.
I'm like, your motherfucking body is the shit. Like, god damn, you look like a track star. And then I'm like, and then I just go home, and then sometimes, like, I go into a room with the patients, and some of them they flirtatious, and we have
I'll bet they are.
Sometimes I walk in a room and they just butt naked, like she don't have on nothing.
Yeah.
But I always have a chaperone, and I've had like some patients make some proposals, some propositions.
Like, let's get this done. Like, let's get this done, and then we can get that done.
Yeah, like that. Like I've seen them out in public, and it's like said some things to me before, but I've never crossed the line.
You're a professional.
I try to keep it
awesome.
professional. I try to keep it professional. But
I must tell you,
I love a track body. Like
what's a track body? What's a track
someone,
body?
if you've ran 100, 200, or you've done the hurdles, like they just have this like small ass stomach. And they have these big thighs. Like,
so that's not a body you can make, is it? That's not a body you can make. You have to. That's an athletic thighs, body.
But you can enhance it.
Okay.
You can enhance it. Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. So let me ask you something. At what age do you think, because like you said earlier, you think that when people start getting Botox and fillers, it helps the face, not age as much. At what age should you start getting Botox and filler, or should you just wait until you start seeing something? Is it too late then?
I think you should get it before it develops. I would say probably in your late 20s.
What?
Yeah, like these little white girls, they get it.
Oh, wait, because I see, like, I'm my age, I'm 50, and I see the moms in, my son's in the first grade. These soccer moms all have the same face, and I'm like, do I need to get filler? Am I supposed to get filler? My cheeks are big. Like, am I supposed to make them bigger?
Your cheeks nice.
Well, I'm a little overweight. I'm like 10 pounds overweight, but I'm just saying. I'm so afraid they all look the same. They all, you know what I mean? It's almost like they want me to know that they've gotten filler. I'm like, okay, girl, I see you got your filler and your nose and your face don't move, but I'm afraid to get it. I feel like, do I need it because everybody else is getting it? Should I get filler?
If you want to get a consultation,
I'm getting one right now. I'm getting one right now.
Just come through and get a little Botox. A little Botox. It's not gonna hurt you, and it's temporary. It don't last for about 4 months or so, and then
I didn't say I didn't get Botox. I didn't say that.
Oh, you get Botox?
Yeah, I get Botox. But I only get it like once every 18 months, just because I want my face to move. But what about filler? When should you think 20-year-olds should get filler?
No fillers. Okay. No fillers. So fillers, your body naturally has what we call hyaluronic acid. And then over time, makes up part of the collagen in your body. And so over time, as we age, we have fat compartments in our face. And so that fat atrophies and your face starts to sag. And so what the filler can do is it replaces that fat and revolumizes your face.
Okay. So has anybody ever come into your office and they ask you to do something that you just physically just was not possible, and you're like, I can't do it. I can't do what you're asking.
It happens it happens more. It happens a lot. Like I wish I had one of those wish picks. Like I have patients who come in with these wish picks, and sometimes I can kind of get them close to their wish pick. But if you come in and you want a surgery and you weigh 200 pounds and you want to come out of surgery looking like Ari Fletcher, that's probably not realistic. Like a lot of these Instagram has been very helpful for plastic surgery, and at the same time, it's kind of been harmful because people have unrealistic expectations. They see these Instagram models and these celebrities with these huge asses and these tiny waists and these big breasts, and they want to look like that. Like, I can't make you look like that. You shape like a box.
Bernice Burgos has such an incredible body, and she got her body done years and years ago. One thing that I do love about her stomach is that I heard that she allegedly got the etching, I guess it is, where you create abs and it looks muscular. Is that procedure a difficult procedure to
No,
do?
so it's called vaser liposuction. Basically, you don't have to use vaser, but I think vaser gives you a more long-lasting, a finer, more refined result. And so you have to be very selective in a patient that you do it in, because if you have loose skin, it's not going to turn out as well. And you're really just highlighting their underlying anatomy. Like you don't want to make those lines, because you can see the difference between someone who does great etching versus someone who's horrible at it is when people try to make lines or enhance areas that weren't really there. So you see his man, he got like a 12 pack, but then, I mean, he never had a 12 pack in life. So now once he heals up and he flexes his abdominal wall, it looks crazy because there isn't really any underlying muscle or definition.
Oh, it was just drawn.
Oh, wow.
Right. You don't want to make, you don't want to make.
Start looking like a hot pocket. Like,
okay.
Got you.
So, yeah, I don't know. Today, Joan Collins, y'all remember Joan Collins from Destiny's Child? So she's talking about all these people getting this plastic surgery. Now, I thought she was one that got it way back in the day. I mean, I said Destiny's Child.
I was like,
y'all know, what was the name? What was she?
Michael B.
Dynasty. I'm sorry, Dynasty.
No, Joan Collins.
Joan Collins from Dynasty. I'm sorry. I said Destiny's Child. Anyway, I thought she got plastic surgery way back when, but she said she's laughing at people who get these big lips. And she said Kris Jenner was a friend of hers, but she said that the Kardashian-Jenner clan just look ridiculous with their tiny waist and their big butts, and it just doesn't look real.
I like Kylie's little look. It looks fake, but I like her look.
Really?
Yeah,
and so,
I like her little look.
So do you ever, because sometimes I see some people, and I ain't gonna mention nobody because you might have done them and I don't want no problems, but there's this one woman in Atlanta, and I've mentioned her before as well. She has a really big butt. I'm not gonna say it. But she has a really big butt, and she has these tiny legs.
Look like an ant.
And it just doesn't match. So I just wonder, can you get your thighs done as well? Like, could you? But then what you got to do to calves too?
So you're right. That makes sense. So yeah, just to go back to the abdominal etching. So imagine if somebody had a 12 pack, but their chest look flabby or their arms look flabby. So you can't do one part without, completely doing everything. Otherwise, there won't be any symmetry. And sort of the same thing with these Brazilian butt lifts. Like I try to stay away from doing like really big bubble butts if you have little toothpick legs. So I recently had a client who had already had a Brazilian butt lift. Her butt was huge, like ginormous. But she wanted it to be bigger. And when I saw her in consultation, I said, look, your butt's already big. It's not going to be proportional to your body. Like, your legs are really small. And she was like, I understand, but I just want a bigger butt. And I was like, all right, so we agreed that I showed her the pictures and everything. And I said, I'll put some fat in the back of your thighs, but your legs are still going to be relatively small in comparison to your butt. So we went ahead and did it, but that's what she wanted. And she already knew what to expect.
But Dr. Jones, with their butts being already big and you make them bigger, can they still shit the same way?
You know what? That's a great question.
Or white.
And white.
Is the
Yeah.
When you make the butt bigger, the butt's gonna come in so that crack is gonna be smaller. So I think when you sit on the toilet, the cheeks kind of spread apart. So she probably getting a little shit on her ass a little bit. But other than that,
imagine going to the bathroom and have to open your butt.
But unless they have a bidet at home, now she has a bidet, that's a different story.
Ain't no bidet getting up in there like that. It ain't getting that far.
Gary, that's a great question though.
Yeah. So what's the recovery time? No, we need to know recovery time too.
Recovery time for what? What you looking at, Gary?
Recovery time for your ass lift, your butt lift. Recovery time for your breast augmentation. Recovery time for your lips. Anything. What's the recovery?
If you can go through like with a BBL, because like I said, people glorify these plastic surgery procedures. So if you could say, okay, you get the butt lift done. I don't know how you get home, because if you saw that
that's true.
video or that picture of all the girls that were in Colombia in wheelchairs lining up, like how do you even get on that flight? Because I know you can't sit down on your ass.
Right.
And then the recovery time for it. Like, how do you sleep? Like,
So that's a great
after.
All these are great questions. So,
Doctor, where you going?
He going to his office to show us something.
I'm trying to get you a booty pillow.
Okay, so if you guys are watching, if you're listening on if you're listening on Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcast, you'll have to go to YouTube to actually see Dr. Nicholas Jones. He's actually walking through his office.
Here's a booty pillow.
Yes, booty.
Oh, wow. I need one of those anyway.
And it's a branded.
And it's called Nip and Tuck, just like, okay.
So look, so you just put the pillow, I don't know how to flip this around. I don't know how to flip it. But anyway, you put this and your butt kind of sits here, so it's suspended. You're sitting on your thighs. So you're not sitting directly on your butt. But to answer your question, the way that we do it is, so you have your surgery, and after the anesthesiologist wakes you up and you're fully awake and you're breathing, your saturation is normal, we try to put you in prone position or have you on your stomach so you're not on your butt. You go home, you try to stay off your butt as much as possible, use the booty pillow, use the faja, and I try to keep my patients off their butt for like about 3 or 4 weeks. I know that's hard to do. Some people don't do it, but
you gotta sleep face down, ass up.
Yes.
I mean, it's not an uncomfortable position, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What if you accidentally roll over? You might wind up looking like SpongeBob.
Gary, is that an uncomfortable position for you?
Just for 30 minutes, and then that's it.
And then you're good.
Then I got to roll back over.
Dr. Jones, what is the most popular surgery for men?
For men, probably liposuction. Yeah.
Have you ever had any work done? I mean, I'm being nosy, but who would do it?
I get Botox. Because I'm a very animated person, and so I have some pretty bad frown lines.
Yeah.
But I just got Botox. You can see I can't raise my forehead up.
Yeah.
I get Botox. I'm gonna get a hair transplant too.
Your hair look like a nice hair.
You know, that's like
no, I got like a bald spot here, and I'm very conscious.
I've seen the ladies. Have any ladies been like, "Hey, doctor, can you give me some edges? Because I just saw a procedure
it's a real thing.
And it gives you black eyes and all of that."
That's what Marlo had, remember?
Yes.
And Gary's
that's how I knew about.
Gary's always hating on my hairline. So
yeah, but Nick, I keep telling you, you got all that stuff. We had we had those pills that we got that for the hairline.
Neutral.
Oh, yeah.
We do have them. We do.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, Nick, you could use these, but he have them in his office.
Yeah. It was something else I was going to tell you, Gary. You made me forget.
We're talking about hair, like people getting hair and getting like the baby hair on the
I'm gonna get a hair transplant. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let me ask you something. So if people get a nip tuck, and so sometimes you need a liposuction because you eating good, you live a certain lifestyle, so you get the liposuction, and then can you continue to eat like you've been eating, or are you going to have to work out?
No, absolutely not. You need to change. In order to maintain your result, you have to have a lifestyle change. You can't just continue to eat fried chicken and mac and cheese
but I can just come back next year and get another nip. I can just eat like I want to eat for like a year and then come back and see you in a year.
So what happens?
Does that happen?
You can come back, and that just be good for me because it's just more business for me. But what happens is your body, when you're born with X amount of fat cells, and your body won't produce any more. So when we perform liposuction, we remove those fat cells, they're not going to return. But however, the areas that weren't treated, or if you continue to live the same lifestyle, if you don't make any modifications, the cells that remain will just produce more fat.
Well, Alfredo, tell them about Ana Luisa.
Okay, have you gotten your Christmas presents? Yes, I need to tell you about it. Okay, yes. Have you gotten your Christmas presents?
Just stay tuned.
I'm about to tell you. Okay,
listen.
So Ana Luisa, it's jewelry, and it was founded to bring clarity to the jewelry industry. So what Ana Luisa does is they design pieces with a really beautiful story from beginning to end, starting with, and this is really important, like everybody's into this right now, recycled materials, transparent business practices always, in small batches, which means, if you get this free woman, everybody and their mama not going to have it. And it's still kind to the earth. So I love the limited batches because I don't want everybody to have what I have. And I love, y'all know I'm a tree hugger for real. So I love that Ana Luisa is carbon neutral. So what that means is they offset 100% of their carbon emissions. So that's like they source raw materials. To me, it's really important, not just the product, but how the product is sourced. How are we helping the earth? Are we hurting the earth? How are we getting this product? Because otherwise, if you're hurting the earth, then I really don't want it. So not to mention the exceptional quality, and they offer a year. You can get a year, 365-day warranty. Like for real? Yeah.
I love Ana Luisa because, like you said, first of all, you want to change in your lifestyle. You want to start getting sustainable items and things like that. Well, yes, Ana Luisa, they have these packages, they come in and you can keep your jewelry in. Super, super cute. And like you said, great gifts. Now, this necklace right here is one of my favorites.
Oh, let me see.
Oh my God.
Necklace.
Keep it in the tag because you can send it to me. Keep it in the tag. I want to make sure you didn't wear it.
Send it to you because I just said this is my favorite. Now, I keep it in here all the time. And it's
I love it.
So simple yet so elegant.
Very classic.
You see that?
I like classy stuff.
Ooh,
I love classy stuff.
That looked great on your wife, Dr. Jones.
Yes.
Right.
And if you go to shop.analuisa.com/thereisaidit, you can treat yourself and get 10% off. That's one of the greatest things about it. Okay.
Yes. And the jewelry starts at $39. I mean, where are you going to
$39, y'all. Yes, it's $39, and there's new pieces every Friday, y'all. So you go to shop.analuisa.com/dare I say it. That's ANALUISA.com/dare I say it. That's ANA, I should say. LUISA.com, and go treat yourself and your loved ones. And you can use the code Dare I Say It. And like Vic said, you get 10% off. And I absolutely recommend them, y'all. And then they are a great brand, y'all. And it makes beautiful, sustainable jewelry. So again, go check out Ana Luisa. That's shop.analuisa. That's ANALUISA.com/dare I say it, honey. That's Miss Ana Luisa.
And these are transition pieces. So you can go from work to happy hour to a charity event.
So what you can do is once you get that breast augmentation, you put on the nice necklace and show, your cleavage, and it's beautiful. So that's how we do it, doctor. That's how we do it, good doctor.
What about the little belly thing? They sell a little belly.
You know what? I'm sure you could do it. Now, once I come to you and get that small waist, I can put that necklace around my waist.
Small waist, pretty in the face.
See, that's how we do that right there. Have you ever had anybody come to you and go, "No, doctor, no, I don't like what you did," when you did exactly what they asked you to do it, and then have they ever come back and been like, "Fix it"?
No, I have patients who are, I have dissatisfied patients, and the ones that's the most troublesome is when you look at where they started and they complaining about like some little mild minuscule imperfection when we've like removed like 20 pounds, like they look like a whole new person, and they just complaining about like this one specific area that you really can't fix.
Why don't you be like, "Hey, look at this. Let me just bring back out this picture where we started from, honey."
Yeah, we do that. Some patients are real difficult, or some we got a lot of scammers in Atlanta. You have people coming to try to get surgery. Like I sign their scammer. They come into the office. And they're like, "Yeah, I want to book right now. I want to see if I can get my surgery next day. Like, I'm ready to pay right now."
Please.
That's ding, 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 ding.
Credit card or something.
Oh, right. So I love your website, Doctor. By the way, it's drnipandtuck.com. You know what I can't stop looking at? The before and after pictures. I love them because your work is amazing. I'm sitting here looking, and it's I'm just drawn in. Like, it's amazing. If y'all, it's drnipandtuck.com. I'm looking at this Brazilian butt lift, and it's so like, as I told you, I see some and I'm like, oh, child.
Do you see Gary's pictures on there?
I don't. I can't find Gary's pictures. I don't see.
Yeah.
Let me go.
One thing that I did want to ask you, Dr. Nick, is the responsibility. If you feel that you do have any responsibility as far as mental health and your patients, because a lot of times, yes, you are trying to, it's a lucrative business. But do you feel that there's any type of responsibility where it's like people continue to come in and we hear things about body dysmorphia? We hear things about, people who are just never going to be satisfied, when really it's more of a mental health issue than it is, with them needing something actually done.
Yes. So there's usually different signs that a person is maybe suffering from body dysmorphic disorder. And with those patients, like as a plastic surgeon, I do have a responsibility to make sure that I'm selecting the appropriate candidates for the surgery. And so part of that selection process not only includes their, physical attributes, but also their emotional status, their mental health. And so for me, I try to avoid those sort of patients. And sometimes they slip through the cracks. Sometimes they slip through. But after you've operated on patients like that, they're almost never happy. And so I try to avoid those at all costs, because I have to deal with them. They're unhappy. They make it difficult for the staff. And then you have them sitting in the lobby. They kind of can give you a bad reputation. I mean, they make other patients feel uncomfortable, and ultimately there isn't anything that you can really do to kind of.
Can you refer them to a therapist, or is that offensive?
Vic, can you hear us, doctor? Can you hear us, doctor?
Hello?
Dang, I think we lost the doctor. Doctor, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hear you.
Yeah, I think I broke up. Someone just tried to call me. You're saying, can I refer them to?
Can you refer them to a therapist, or is that offensive? Like to try to refer them?
I can yes, you can. I would refer them to a psychiatrist. But a lot of times they get missed. Or if I decide not to operate on them, unfortunately, they'll go to someone else more than likely.
And somebody's going to do it.
Well, that's out your hands, so I wouldn't worry about it. So, Dr. Jones, do you take major insurances? I mean, how can you pay for plastic surgery? Can you put it on layaway? Or can you...
Definitely can put it on layaway.
You can put it on layaway?
It's not layaway.
Mike, I can't hear anything now.
Oh, dang it, because that's a good question. What I needed to know right here. Can we put it on layaway? Definitely. I want to make payments. Because you know what I'm doing? I'm putting it all on one card.
Can you hear me?
And then we can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Can
you hear us? Because Gary has a very good question.
Geez.
My AirPods went off.
Dang it. You know what? We did talk to you for a long time. Good doctor.
Yeah, so well.
We did bug you forever.
We'll catch insurance next time.
Just when we was about to get that consultation and figure out how we were going to pay for it. God dang it. Doctor, you there? I'm about to give you my American Express right now.
Let me try something else. Let me go on my computer real quick.
Okay. So you know what? Yeah. Y'all know what? I love this Dr. Gary. I love Dr. He's so real. He keeps it real. But y'all know what I do? So I go to my dermatologist and get my Botox. And every time I come in there, she's got great lips, right? But I can see the hole. I can see
really?
Yes, and every time I want to.
You got to turn the phone.
You got to turn it down just a little bit.
Take the phone out.
Turn the phone off.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh wow!
I'm so glad you're back. We're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you go. But first, we have a couple questions.
Do you take insurance, or can you put surgery on layaway or anything like that? How can you pay for plastic surgery?
So you can finance it. We offer several financing companies through several companies that we partner with.
How my credit got to be?
Or you can pay cash. If you pay cash, you can get a little discount.
I'll bet.
You pay cash, you can get some more ass.
I like it. That should be your new promo. Yeah,
right.
like
or you can get like a lot of women come in. I know some women, they don't have jobs. They're not married. Some of them they have sugar daddies.
Oh, I was about to say, it don't sound like they need to be worried about.
I was about to say, if you ain't got no job, maybe you
need to be.
Cash app. They get cash apps. I know some women get cash apps like from different guys on a regular basis.
Shout out to
them. They have sponsors for their surgeries.
Sponsor for your
like GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one question really quick, and I was telling them when you went out for a second that sometimes I go to my dermatologist and she's got the great lips until you get up close. And then I can see the holes. Like I want my lips done so bad because I feel like that's not that invasive. That's, that's little, that's simple. That's like Botox. But
right.
I can see the holes where her lips, it doesn't look horrible, but I can just see where the needle went in. Is that always the case?
No, that heals up. You probably seen it right after she had the lip filler done.
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
It goes away.
I'm gonna do it. I'm about to come in there and see you then.
Come see me. Holla at me. Holla at me.
So y'all, we need to, if you guys want to, I encourage you, if you live, what if somebody lives out of town? People come fly to you.
Call a plane.
Yeah, I have a lot of clients who come from New Orleans. Orleans.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people from Detroit. I had someone come from Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, they come from all over. Atlanta's the hub.
So if you're not in Atlanta and you're in another area, go to drnipandtuck.com and check out Dr. Nicholas Jones. This has been such an awesome conversation. I love how honest you've been. You're so cool. You're a cool doctor.
Look, give him your information, Dr. Jones, how they can reach you.
No, I'm serious. Like normally you go to doctors and they don't. I like that you have spoken in a language that we can understand. And, you've just been very real with us because sometimes you don't get the truth. And I think a lot of people
can keep it real because I'm real.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's how
so what you can do, you can go to the website. You can go to drnipandtuck.com or you can call the office at 404-777-TUCK. That's TUCK. And you can follow us on our social media platforms. Dr. Nip and Tuck on Instagram, Dr. Nip and Tuck on Twitter, Dr. Nip and Tuck on TikTok. And if you're ever in the Atlanta area and you want to come in for an in-person consultation, come to our lovely location in I would call this like North Buckhead, 3280 Howell Mill Road Northwest, Suite 200. And just come. Wow, look at that ass.
That's amazing.
It looks like jelly donuts.
You want to ass like that, don't you?
Right there.
You did that, doctor.
Gary, do you want to ass like that?
Of course I do. And I want somebody to just slide on it like it's nice and glossy.
Yeah.
Now listen.
Hey, before you go, can I y'all didn't talk about this.
What?
Michael B. Jordan. Have you seen his chin?
You ain't doing Michael B. Jordan chin.
I mean, I thought we were going to get to that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, y'all better get to it.
I want you to look at his chin from back in the days to what his chin looks like now.
Do you think he had work done?
Absolutely.
Do you think that Drake had work done?
Drake?
Yes, his abs. They said that.
You mean Dr. Dre or Drake?
No.
Drake,
both of them.
Drake, the
I think Dr. Dre for sure had it done. Drake, the rapper. Yeah, light-skinned dudes do real light-skinned type things.
Okay, what about LL? They say LL has a lot of facial work.
He has something.
And he might have had some lipo done. I don't know.
I don't know I haven't seen his body, but
he has been snatched up in the
bitch, for a while.
I think Dr. Dre definitely has some work done.
Okay, what about Beyonce?
Beyonce, yes.
Of course, right? Like, Beyonce didn't go from being a string bean. It's so
she definitely had it done. Like, she wasn't always that, like, voluptuous.
Not at all.
She definitely had her ass done because she's been showing it more than anything lately.
Yes, and boobs too.
You know what I saw some pictures of her.
Allegedly, y'all.
Yeah, of course, allegedly. What we're saying, do we think?
Don't have the beehive come after me. But
no, allegedly.
She's aging. Like she looks, all of a sudden she looks older to me.
What should she get done? If she was coming to you, looking at her now, what would you do to help her?
I would focus on her face. We need to rejuvenate her face. We need to make her look younger. I think she needs like maybe some chemical pills, some fillers. She probably doesn't really need Botox, and then maybe some laser treatments.
But okay, let me ask you something. Because I have melasma. Now let's get personal. And it's on my cheeks. It's kind of a thing that people of color sometimes get. My cohorts have beautiful skin. I'm not as lucky. What do you suggest for melasma? I try to stay out of the sun, and I love the sun.
I think you need a good skincare regime, and you need some sort of retinoid that you use on every night. And then once you have that going on, and you haven't seen any changes, there are some they call them bleaching agents, but really what they do is kind of stabilize your melanocytes, like hydroquinone based products to help smoothen your skin out.
I'm always scared to use this because I'm scared it'll make my skin all over lighter.
Right.
So I don't.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, y'all act like y'all don't have any questions. Y'all don't have any questions. I'm the only one with this problem.
The time is done.
The time is now.
It's time to go.
Well,
we'll bring Dr. Jones back.
We appreciate you. Yes. Thank you so much for spending this time with us and taking this time to hang out with us.
Okay. Well, y'all be safe. Be careful out here in this Atlanta track. Is everyone in Atlanta?
No, I'm actually in Dallas. Vicjagger's in DC. So yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So anybody who's in these cities, you go to drnipandtuck.com.
Yeah, come holler at me. Come holler at me.
The DMV is coming to the ATM. We love the ATM.
And the DF-Dub as well.
Come through.
All right, y'all.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Jones. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to you too. And hey, I'm going to that velvet box and give me some gear.
Yes.
Thank you, doctor.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.